There's no doubt that we, each of us, can confirm that we've been on a spiritual path. And on that spiritual path, we've consciously experienced the burning of our karma, the stripping away of our conditioning, and the shredding of our belief systems. But how do we know that we've arrived somewhere, that this is done? And perhaps it can be said that there are three main signs of this. So let's see, in the telling of three already told anecdotes, whether we can crystallize what these three indicators are. Firstly, we'll all remember old Fred. He's 87 now. I know that because he was 86 last year when he fell in love with a woman a third his age. And he proposed to her and they got married. But his new bride was very considerate of him, not wanting to lay any expectations on him. She booked 2 separate rooms for their honeymoon. But just as she was settling down before the night, there was a knock on her door, and old Fred came in, and they made wonderful love. And then he left, and she was just about to fall off to sleep when there was a knock on the door again. And old Fred comes in, and they make wonderful love once again. And then he left, and she was just about to doze off when there was a knock on the door again. And old Fred comes in, and again they make wonderful love. Then he leaves, and she's just about to fall asleep, and there's a knock on the door again. And old Fred comes in, and they make love again. And he's just about to leave, and his bride says to him, "Fred, you are absolutely extraordinary, because I've been with men half your age and they've only been able to make love once. And you've made love 4 times. And old Fred said, "Have I?" Then there's the story about that woodcutter. He had gone up to the forest on a hillside and chopped wood, and he was carrying it on his back down the hill when he tripped over a stone, and his load of wood fell to the ground. But it happened that there was a man coming up the hill the other way, and the traveller asked the woodchopper, "What will you give me if I help you?" And the woodchopper said, "I'll give you nothing." And okay, says the man. So he helps to put all the wood back on the woodchopper's back, and then he demands his nothing. He said, "You promised me nothing, now give me nothing." And the woodchopper said, "Well, I promised you nothing and I give you nothing." But the man was affronted, so he demanded that they go before a magistrate. And so that magistrate happened to be Mullah Nasruddin. And when they got in front of him, the man told what had happened and demanded his nothing. And Mullah Nasruddin said, "You see that carpet over there?" He said, "Go over and lift the corner and tell me what's under there." So the man goes off and he lifts up the carpet, and he said, "Well, there's nothing." He said, "Well, there's your payment, take it and go." Case dismissed. And the third anecdote is about Mullah Nasruddin when he was a magistrate in the town, and a man came before him, a traveller, who said, I demand justice. I was coming into your town and robbers beset me, and they've taken my wagon and all my goods, and they've taken my mule, and they even took all of my clothes. And Mola looked at him and said, "Case dismissed." And the man said, "What are you talking about? I demand justice here." And the Mola said, "Well, I see that you're wearing an undershirt, and I can tell you that in this town, because I've lived here all my life and I'm a magistrate in this town, that we do things properly here." Case dismissed. So, can you glean from these anecdotes what these three indicators are of where we're at when our karma is burned and our conditioning has been stripped and our belief systems shredded? Or would you like me to interpret for you?
Of course we will.
We ask nothing, we give nothing, and we want nothing.
Right on.
And I've still got on an undershirt.
Yeah, we don't remember anything.
Exactly. First of all, we live intensely and hopefully orgasmically in the present moment. We've become nothing, we do nothing, and we expect nothing, we give nothing. And thirdly, of course, we don't have any unfinished business. We do things properly. Are these not indicators of a state of being that one arrives at when our spiritual path has been walked and we've consciously experienced those three things: the burning of karma, the stripping away of our conditioning, the habits ingrained, and our beliefs in anything. Right or not? Give me some feedback here. Yes? You bet. Isn't it? Are these things in your life? Can you confirm, indeed, this is the way it is for us? So in that instance, we can definitely become aware of and claim that which is there for us in this place. But that's for another story. Thank you.